Evening, guys. In the last session, we discussed about what is on-demand instance in the EC2, what is reserved instance in the EC2, what is a spot instance, and what is dedicated instance. Then we understood what is the minimum time it is going to consider for the billing, that is minimum 1 hour. Even if you use it for 5 minutes also, it is going to consider as 1 hour. Now, what are the instant states available? We have a launch state, running state, stop state, reboot state, a terminate state. When the instance is in the running state, then it will be eligible for the billing. Okay. Now, how much they are going to charge per hour also, we have seen in the pricing list yesterday. But currently, we are using AWS free tier account. AWS providing 1 year subscription free, and every month 750 hours you can use it. Monthly 750 hours you can use it. And there are several families are available in the EC2 instances. General instances are available for general purpose. Memory instances are available. CPU instances are available. Storage instances available, and GPU instances also available. What all the categories are there? T1, T2, T3, T4G, A1, C1, C3, C4, like that. There are several families are available. We have taken one family which belongs to general instances, which is a T2, T2.nano, T2.micro, T2.small, T2.medium, T2.large, and T2.x large. These are the families and family members are available in the EC2. Currently, we are using a family member called T2.micro, which is having 1 GB RAM. That is free tier eligible. That is free tier eligible. That is what we discussed in the last session. Some people missed last session. Maybe they did not check the Telegram group. That's why I have given the yesterday's class video for revision purpose. Guys, are you able to understand that? What we discussed in the last session? Is it clear for everyone? Please confirm in the chat box so that we will move on to next topic today. All of you, could you please confirm? Are you clear with yesterday's session? EC2 details, EC2 instance types, EC2 instance types, on-demanded, reserved, spot, dedicated instances. Like that, we discussed about some instances in the last session. And what are the families are available? What are the EC2 families are available? What is the pricing for that? All those details we discussed in the last session. Okay. Now, guys, here we see when you go for services, there are several services available in the AWS. The most famous service in the AWS is EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. When we go for this EC2, here EC2 dashboard is available. EC2 dashboard is available. Guys, make sure apart from key pairs and security groups, you need to keep remaining everything as 0. Then billing will not happen for your account. Instances, elastic IPs, key pairs, placement groups, snapshots, dedicated host, instances, load balancers, security groups, volumes. So there are several options are available. If you keep everything is 0, security group no need to be 0, and key pairs no need to be 0, but remaining everything if you keep at 0, then billing will not be generated for your account. That point you have to remember. EC2 global view, there is one option. EC2 global view is available. Global view is available. Enabled regions, currently 17 regions are there. The following is summary of your resources across all regions for which your account is enabled. For our account, 17 regions are enabled for my account. 2 in 1 regions, 2 instances are available in my current region. Currently, I have selected Mumbai region. In Mumbai region, I have 2 instances. 18 in 17 regions, 18 VPCs are enabled across the 17 regions. 55 subnets available for me in the 70 regions. 38 security groups are there in the 70 regions. 2 volumes are there in the 1 region. 2 volumes are there in 1 region. This is the global view of my account. This is the global view of my account. That is EC2 global view. That is clear. Next one. Let's go to another option, events. Is there any events available in this region? Is there any event available in this region? Currently, there is no event available. Tags, tags nothing but key value pair. Do you want to add any key and value for the tag? Click on manage tags button to create your first tag. If you want, you can create a tag, add a tag, key and value. My Linux VM. Okay, value, you can give that whatever value that you want to provide. You can give that key value. Name, key is the name, and value I'm going to give as my Linux VM. My Linux VM. Add a tag. Right, resource ID, currently no resources are available. Select the resources, instances, what are the instances available. You can create a tag for the instances. Currently I don't have any tags created. Limits. Now what is the limitation? What are the limits? What are the limits that AWS is offering for us? We can see if you want to go for auto scaling, what is the current limit for auto scaling? 200. Launch configurations, we can use 200. Auto scaling groups, you can create 200 auto scaling groups. What are the limits available for our account? All the information it is displaying here. Okay, and the next one, instances. Coming to instances, what are the instances that we have currently? You don't have any instances in this region. What is currently? I'm in which region, guys? Currently I'm in which region? Virginia. But I should go for which region? I should go for Mumbai region. Select my region as Mumbai. Select my region as Mumbai. Go to instances. How many instances available in the Mumbai region for me? Currently, how many instances I have in the Mumbai? 2 instances I have in the Mumbai. So instances types, there are several types are available. 330 types of instances available in the EC2. Out of 330 types, we have used one type called T2 family, T2.micro instance we are using. Launch templates, some templates that you can create and you can use to launch a instance. Spot request. Spot instances are available on the bidding period, you can get it. Reserved instances, that means you are going to purchase an instance for 1 year of time or 3 years of time, like that you can reserve one particular instance for your project requirement. Dedicated host, that means if you want a physical machine for your operations, then AWS will provide you that also, but it is much costly. Capacity reservations option is available. When you want to go for a reserved instances, what is the capacity that you want for that machine? Okay, what is the capacity that you want, from when to when you want that instance, like that you can reserve that capacity. So guys, are you clear with the instances which are available in the EC2? Instance types, instances pricing also, what is on demand, what is reserved, what is the spot, what is dedicated, instances families, T2 family, T2.micro we are using. The next part in the EC2 is images, guys. Can you tell me what is your image? Can you tell me what is your image? Come on, guys. Can you tell me what is your image? Can you tell me what is the image? Anyone can answer. What is the image? Anyone can answer. What is the image? What is an image? Anyone can answer. The entire copy of the operating system is called as image. Amazon machine image. We are talking about AMI. AMI stands for Amazon machine images. Amazon machine image. Now the entire copy of the operating system is called as one image. All right. The entire copy of the operating system, is called as image. Now we are taking one EC2 instance. In that EC2 instance, we are installing one web server. In that we are keeping one application. I want to one more machine exactly like that. Then you can create a image for that. The entire copy of the operating system is called as image. Okay, that is nothing but a Xerox. Image is nothing but a Xerox duplicate. Now here I have taken one EC2 instance. I have taken one EC2 instance. In this EC2 instance, I'm having a EC2 instance with a Linux OS. In this EC2 instance, what OS I'm using? Linux OS based machine I'm using. Inside this Linux machine, we are going to keep our application. Guys, so first of all, are we taking an empty computer from the AWS, or we are taking a computer which is having a Linux operating system? Are we taking an empty computer from the AWS, or we are taking a Linux OS machine from the AWS? Come on. We are taking a Linux OS. That means AWS providing several images for us. AWS providing several images for us. Image means pre-configured system. Image means pre-configured system with OS and softwares, right? Image means pre-configured system. In the AWS, how many images are available? Whenever you are going for EC2 instance, launch a instance, when you click on launch instance, what is the thing that AWS is telling for you? When you want to go for launch instance, what is the AWS is telling? Choose AMI. What is the meaning of choose AMI? Amazon machine image. So what is the meaning of Amazon machine image? An AMI is a template that contains the software configuration, operating system, application server, and applications required to launch your instance. You can select an AMI provided by AWS, our user community, or the AWS marketplace. You can select one of your own AMIs also. AWS image means pre-configured system with OS, network, software, and applications. AWS is providing so many images for us. We can create our own AMI also in the AWS. We can create our own AMI also in AWS. So what is the meaning of creating creating a AMI in the AWS? Now I have done one EC2 instance with the Linux machine. I have taken that. In that I have installed one server. In that I have installed some softwares. I have installed some softwares in that instance. Okay. Now I want to use same machine. Now today I have created a EC2 instance with the Linux operating system. In that instance, I have installed some softwares, like I have installed below softwares. Assume that installed below softwares in this machine. So what are the softwares I have installed? I have installed one web server. I have installed Jenkins. I have installed SonarQube. I have installed MySQL database, and I have installed Java. I have installed these many softwares in this machine. Now, can you imagine that tomorrow somebody may have a same requirement? They want one Linux machine with all the softwares or not? I mean, having these softwares is a common requirement for every project or not? Suppose go for any Java project, having these softwares is a common requirement, or having these softwares is not a common requirement? Having these softwares is a common requirement. Having these softwares is not a common requirement. Guys, taking a computer with operating system Linux, in that Linux machine, we need to have a web server, we need to have a Jenkins, we need to have a SonarQube, we need to have a MySQL, and we need to have a Java. Now, I have taken a machine and I have installed all these softwares. I want another machine with the same configuration. Do you want me to create another machine with the same configuration? Do you want me to create an image for the machine and use it? Can you guys tell me? Are you now to do this setup? I have spent 1 hour. I have created EC2 instance. I have installed all these softwares in this instance which are required for my project. I want one more computer like this. So again, do you think that I'm going to spend 1 hour? Do you think that again I'm going to spend 1 hour to set up a EC2 instance and install all these softwares? How can I create one more machine like this? How can I create one more machine like this? Can you tell me? Can you tell me how can I create one more machine like this? I am going to create a image for this. Create a image and use it. Create a image and use it. Create a image and use it. If you want multiple computers with the same softwares, then we can create a image and use it. Create image and use it. Now, if I create this image, if I make it public, can anybody access the same image? If anybody, can I make this image as a public so that multiple people can access my image? So that multiple people can access my image. Now, I have created one EC2 instance. In the EC2 instance, I have installed all the softwares. Can you guarantee that I only in this earth, only I am the one who will have a requirement to install these softwares, or multiple people will have a requirement to install these softwares in the machine? Multiple people will have a same requirement to install the softwares in the machine. When multiple people are having the requirement to install the same softwares, if I create an image, can they reuse my image and can they set up the machine within 5 minutes of time? If I create an image, multiple people can just take my image and can use that within 5 minutes of time. So here, what is the meaning of image? Image nothing but a copy of the machine. Image nothing but a copy of the machine. The entire copy of the operating system is called as an image. In the AWS, there are several predefined images are available, and we can also create our own image. In the AWS, there are several predefined images are available, and we can create our own image. Now, here quick start, choose an image. There are so many images are available in the AWS. There are so many images are available in the AWS, and if you want, you can create your own image. Total, how many quick start images available in the AWS, guys? How many quick start images available in the AWS? 45 AMIs are available for the quick start. If you just want to start a machine with operating system, there are 45 types of AMIs are available. That means they are pre-configured systems. Now come to my AMI. Do I have any AMI created? Did I create any AMI as of now in our course? Did we create any image as of now? We have not created any image as of now. Now let's go here. Let's go here. Instances are available. Go to the instances. Go to the instances currently which are available in my account. Running instances. So currently there are no instances running. AWS VM1. AWS VM1. Go to action, instance settings, images and templates. Now, can I create an image? Whatever the machine I have available, whatever the machine I have, for that machine, can I create an image, guys? Whatever the machine I have, can I create an image for that? I want a computer. I want one more computer like this only. I want one more computer like this only. Can I do the image creation now? Yeah. How to create an image? Select this instance, action, image and template. Image and template, create image. Create image. It is asking image name. It is asking image name. AWS DevOps, or I can say my Linux image. My Linux image. I'm giving the name as my Linux image. Now, here, no reboot. If you want, you can enable or disable this. Volume type. So here, what is the default size is this having, sir? 8 GB. What is the default size we are getting for the Linux VMs? 8 GB. Like 8 GB. Delete and termination, enable. Okay. Encrypt or decrypt, add volume. We don't know what is the volume as of now. Tag image and snapshots together. Tag image and snapshot separately. As of now, we don't know what is a snapshot and what is a volume. They're asking to add the volumes and snapshots. Currently, we don't know what is that. Okay, click on create image. Click on create image. Now go to images section, AMIs. Did I created an image now? Did I create an image now? Is there any name available for that? AMI name is my Linux image. Let me give the same name for that. Edit the name, save it. My Linux image. Now copy AMI, edit AMI permissions, request spot instances, manage tags, deregister AMI. Deregister AMI nothing but delete that image, guys. Deregister nothing but delete that image. Okay, now I have an image. Can I launch a EC2 instance with this image? Can I launch a EC2 instance with this image now? Guys, come on. Can I launch EC2 instance with this image now? Launch instance from image. So here tell me, am I using predefined AMI or I'm using my user defined image now? So when I go for this EC2 dashboard, when I go to EC2 dashboard, I have two instances already. From this instance one, I have created one AMI, action, image and template. I have created one image where I can see the images. Go to AMIs. Can you see one AMI is created? From our instance, I have created one image. Now select this, launch instance from image. See this? Is it displaying option 1 or directly you are coming to option 2? Option 1 is skipped or not? Directly we are landing on the option 2. T2.micro. Everything is coming by default. Add storage. I'm not adding any storage. Add tags. No, nothing is required. Security group name we are using. Use existing security group or create a new security group. You can use the existing security group which is default. You can use that security group or you can add our security group. Our security group is also available. I'm adding my security group, my Linux security group I'm adding. Click on review and launch my AWS key pair. Use the existing key pair, launch instances. So am I able to launch one instance? From the AMI? Am I able to launch one instance from the AMI? Now I can give the name for this as, I can edit this and I can give the name AWS DevOps VM3. AWS DevOps VM3. AWS DevOps VM3 is the name I'm giving for this. AWS DevOps VM3 I'm giving for this. Now tell me, do I need to install the web server here? Our web server is already available in this. Do I need to install the web server? Our web server is already available in this instance. Web server is already available in this instance. That means I have taken the entire operating system. I have taken the entire operating system backup. I have taken the entire operating system and I have launched that instance. So now can you tell me what is the image now? Can you tell me what is the image now? Guys, come on. Can you tell me what is image now? The entire operating system, the entire copy of the operating system is called as one image. The entire copy of the operating system is called as one image. Okay, a machine is having some operating system. In that operating system, I have installed some softwares also. I have a machine. In that machine, we have operating system. In that operating system, there are several softwares all installed. Okay. Now, when the softwares are already installed in that machine, I no need to install the things once again. Whatever is already available, I'm going to use them. And I'm going to create a image for that. So now do you understand how to create our own image and how to use it? From next time, when you want to launch an instance, click here, launch instance. Quick start, there are 45 quick start images are available in the AWS. My AMIs, do you have an AMI here? Do you have an AMI? Our own AMI is available. What is that? My Linux image. What is the advantage if I go for My Linux image? Already web server is available in that. Already web server is installed in that My AMI. By using My AMI, I can launch one EC2 instance. By using My AMI, I can launch one EC2 instance. So do you understand what is the topic of, what is the purpose of images which are available in the EC2? The entire copy of the operating system is called as an image. AWS is providing several images for us to launch the instances. If you want, you can create your own image also, and you can use that image. You can use that image. Now, this is my image. Register instance, select this image now. Select this image, action, copy this image, copy this image. What is the visibility of this image now? What is the visibility of this image now? Private. What is the visibility of this image now? Private image is available. Edit AMI permissions. Make it public. Make it public. Share Amazon machine publicly. You are about to share AMI. If you continue the AMIs, and contents will be shared with all the AWS users in this region. Now, if I make my image as a public, then what will happen? Then what will happen, guys? People can access my image. People can access my image in the Mumbai region. So images are region specific. In which region this image is created? This image is creating in the Mumbai region. So the people who are using the Mumbai region can use my image and they can launch the instance. What is the advantage if they use my image? What is the advantage if they use my image? What is the advantage if they use my image? Come on. My image is already having a Linux OS, and it is also having a web server. So if anybody want a Linux machine with a web server installed, then they can use my image. So what is the default? What is the default scope of the image? Private. We can create our own AMIs. Now, what is the procedure to create? Go to YouTube, go to EC2 dashboard. Select EC2 instance. Go to actions. Images and templates. Create image. Give a name for that. Now, go to images section and see the image which we have created. Go to images section and check the presence of image we have created. Using the created image, we can launch EC2 instance. Using the created image, we can launch EC2 instance. By default, images are private. Image will be in private scope. If we make our image as a public, all AWS users can access our image in that region. Now currently I am creating an image in which region? I'm creating the image in the Mumbai region. All the users who are belongs to my region can access my image. You guys understood what is the purpose of images? AMI catalog. So AMI catalog is available. So quick start image AMIs are 44. Our AMIs are 1. So if you want to kind of a filtering, if you want to filter what type of images you want to use, you can create image from here. You can filter that, create all filters. free tier images only. I just want the free tier images to display. I want to display only Linux or Unix images here. Like this, you can select them. You can select them like this. You have your options if you go for EMI catalog. Guys, are you clear with these two sections? Instances section and images section. Image nothing but the entire copy of the operating system is called as a image. So here, if you have a machine with all the softwares installed, then you can take an image and you can use it to launch the instances next time. You don't need to spend 1 hour to install all the softwares again and again. Already you have taken your instance and you installed all the softwares in that image, all the softwares in that instance. If you want the same kind of instance in the AWS, then you can just create an image and you can use it. So what is the advantage of going for this image concept, guys? What is the advantage of going for this image concept? Come on. If we use images, we can save our time to set up the instances quickly. If you use instances by using images, we can save our time to set up EC2 instances. By using images, we can save our time to set up instances quickly. By using images, we can save our time to set up instances quickly. You don't need to do everything manually because the things are already available in the image. You just use it and you set up your machines. So that is the concept of images. And the next one, in the EC2, we need to talk about, there is a concept called Elastic Block Store, which is called EBS. There is a concept called EBS. EBS stands for Elastic Block Store. One is volumes and snapshots and lifecycle manager. Before going to do that, guys, images, I have a AMI now. I have my AMI. I want to delete my AMI. What is the option we have to delete the AMI? Action, deregister AMI. Delete the AMI. Now my AMI got deleted. So we don't want to do any billing. So that is the reason we are deleting the AMIs. Okay. Now, to delete the AMI, we can use deregister AMI option. To delete images or AMIs. To delete AMI or image, we will use deregister image. Deregister image. This is the option that we are going to use to delete images which we have created. Whatever the image we have created, to delete that image, we are going to use a concept called delete AMI or image. That option will be available when you go to AMI section. When you go for action, there is an option called deregister AMI. Deregister AMI will be available. Once you select that option, then that image will be deleted. Okay. Now, what is the next topic? Before going to next topic, do you guys have any questions related to AMI in the AWS? Guys, I think it's a very simple concept. Images are nothing but pre-configured systems. Images are nothing but pre-configured systems. The entire copy of the operating system is called as a image. AWS is providing several images. Some images are costly, some images are free tier. We are using free tier image, which is called t2.micro. If you want, we can also create our own image. I have shown you now how to create our own images also. By using the images we have created, we can launch our EC2 instances. By default, images will be in the private state. If you want, you can make it as a public also. When you make the image as a public, then your images are specific to a region. Your images are specific to a region. Whenever you create that image in the region, if you make it as a public image, then the people who are using the AWS in the same region can use your image to launch the instances. Image nothing but a machine with operating system and some softwares. So they no need to install the softwares again and again. if they use your image. Whatever the softwares you have installed, with that they can reuse the system. They can launch their system by using your image. Once you create the image, how to delete it? To delete the image, you just select that image name, and there is an option called deregister AMI. Then that image will be deleted. Tags. What is the purpose of tags? It's just a key value pair names we are giving for our images, sir. Our instances or images will have a tags. So in the future, we are going to use those tags. Then we'll talk about that. Tag, as of now, tag is nothing but key value pair. That's it. Key value pair. Okay. Next one, Elastic Block Store. So here, guys, whenever you are creating a EC2 instance with Linux operating system, what is the default space you are getting? Whenever you are creating a EC2 instance with Linux operating system, what is the default space we are getting? 8 GB. What is the default space we are getting? 8 GB. Okay, we can store the data into the EC2 up to 8 GB. Okay, now I have stored some data. I have created one EC2 instance. I got by default 8 GB space, and I'm creating a EC2 instance, and I got 8 GB space, and I have stored some data in the EC2 instance. If I terminate my instance, whatever the data I have stored, the data will be available or the data will not be available. If I terminate my instance, the data will be available in the EC2. The data will not be available in the EC2 if I terminate my instance. I have created a EC2. I got 8 GB space by default. Then I have stored some data in the EC2. Then I have terminated the EC2. So when I terminate the EC2, the data will be terminated, or data will not be terminated. Data will be terminated, or data will not be terminated. Data will be terminated, or data will not be terminated, guys. Data also, your system is gone. Then how the data will be available, Mayur? Your system is gone. If your system is gone, data will be available. You have taken a computer. In the computer, you have stored the data. Your computer is gone. You have deleted that computer. You have broken that computer. Then data is also gone now. Not shut down. I'm saying terminate. Terminate means delete. Terminate means delete. Terminate means delete. You have terminated your instance. Whenever you terminate your instance, your data is also gone. When we create EC2 instance with Linux OS, the default, by default, we will get 8 GB space. When we create EC2 instance with Linux OS, we will get 8 GB space. We can store the data into EC2 instance up to 8 GB. We can store files into EC2 instance up to 8 GB. If we terminate our EC2 instance, then we will lose our data also. Are you guys getting my point? When we create EC2 instance with Linux operating system, we will get 8 GB space. We can store the files into EC2 instance up to 8 GB. If we terminate our EC2 instance, then we will lose our data also. Now, to overcome this problem, AWS introduced a concept called EBS. EBS stands for what, guys? EBS stands for what? EBS stands for Elastic Block Store. Let's see here. What is this Elastic Block Store? What is this Elastic Block Store in the AWS? Elastic Block Store in AWS. Now, Amazon Elastic Block Store provides a raw block level storage that can be attached to Amazon EC2 instances and is used by Amazon Relational Database Service. Amazon EBS provides a range of options for storage, performance, and cost. That means here I am taking one EC2 instance with Linux machine. EC2 instance I'm taking. In that EC2 instance, we are having a Linux machine, Linux operating system. We are having a Linux operating system. Now, how much space that we are getting for this Linux machine? How much space they are providing? 8 GB. 8 GB data you can store. 8 GB data you can store. That means I have stored all my files. I have some Java files and I have some my personal files. My videos are available. My images are available. I have stored all my data in the computer. Class notes I have stored in the EC2 instance. Class notes also I'm storing in the EC2 instance. If I terminate this instance, I will lose my data. If I terminate my instance, terminate, nothing but delete. If I terminate my instance, I will lose my data also. I will lose my data which is available in that instance. Yes or no? I'm creating some files in the EC2 instance. Once I terminate that instance, then I'm going to lose the data which is available in the instance. If I terminate that instance, I will lose my data which is available in that instance. Are you guys able to understand? Are you guys able to understand what is happening when you terminate the instance? We are launching EC2 instances with the Linux operating system. We are starting EC2 instances with the Linux operating system. We are connecting to the EC2 by using PuTTY. We are creating some files. We are storing some data. If I terminate that instance, I will lose my data. If I terminate that instance, I will lose my data. Now, I have a question. I want to store some data to the EC2 instance. But when I delete that EC2, I don't want to lose my data. When I terminate that instance, I don't want to lose my data. Is there any option for that? I want to store some data into my machine. I want to store some data, but I don't want to lose the data when I terminate my instance. That's where EBS comes into picture. That is called Elastic Block Store. That's called Elastic Block Store. Okay, Amazon Elastic Block Store provides block level storage volumes for use with EC2 instances. EBS volumes behave like unformatted block devices. You can mount these volumes as devices on your instances. EBS volumes that are attached to an instance are exposed as a storage volumes that persist independently from life of the instance. You can create a file system on top of these volumes or use them in any way. You would use a block device, hard drive. You can dynamically change the configuration of a volume attached to an instance. We recommended Amazon EBS for the data that must be quickly accessible and requires long-term persistence. EBS volumes are particularly well suited for use the primary storage for a file system database or for any application that requires fine granular updates and access to raw unformatted block level storage. That means if you want to store some data and you want to use that in the EC2, then go for Elastic Block Store. You go to Elastic Block Store. If you store the data into Elastic Block Store, that is something like you are storing the data to the hard drive. You can attach that Elastic Block Store volumes to EC2 instance. You create a volume and you store the data in the volume. That volume you attach to EC2. If you terminate the EC2, the volume will be available or volume will not be available. Volume will be available. Now, if you directly store the data in the EC2, if you terminate that EC2, then you are going to lose the data. Now, to store the data permanently, Amazon provided one service called EBS, Elastic Block Store. In Amazon, in AWS, In AWS, we have EBS for storing the data, permanently. For storing the data permanently. EBS stands for Elastic Block Store. EBS stands for what? Elastic Block Store. EBS stands for Elastic Block Store. In AWS, we have EBS for storing the data permanently. EBS stands for Elastic Block Store. EBS volumes, unformatted block devices. EBS, in the EBS, we can create the volumes to store the data. In EBS, we will create volumes to store the data. In EBS, we will create volumes to store the data. Volumes are unstructured devices. Volumes are unformatted block devices, or they behave like a raw. Volumes behave like raw data, any data. Volumes behave like raw. We can attach the volumes. We can attach the volumes to EC2 instances. We can attach volumes to EC2 instances. We are creating the volumes to store the data. That volumes we can attach that volumes to EC2 instances. In AWS, we have EBS for storing the data permanently. EBS stands for Elastic Block Store. In EBS, we will create the volumes to store the data. Volumes behave like a raw data. We can attach the volumes to EC2 instances. If we delete the EC2 instance, volumes will not be deleted. We will store the data in the volume. We'll store the data in the volume. That volume we will attach to the EC2. If we delete the EC2, volume will be deleted or volume will not be deleted. Volumes will not be deleted. Volumes will not be deleted. Are you able to understand? Are you able to understand? Okay. Now volumes are divided into two types, guys. Now we can categorize the volumes into two types. One is EBS volume, second one is instance store. One is EBS volume, second one is instance store. Now go to here. I want to launch one EC2 instance. Launch instance. Select the AMI, select all instance families. Now you see the families are available: T2, T3, T4, A1, C4, C5, C5A, C5D, like that. There are several. All instance family members are available. Okay. T2 micro, I'm selecting by default. Here it is giving one virtual CPU, 1 GB memory. It is giving EBS only. All right. Configure instance details. I'm configuring the details. Now, next one, storage. Wow. It is coming as storage. Volume type. What is the volume we are getting here? Root volume we are getting. What is the root volume we have? What is the root volume size we are getting by default? 8 GB. What is the root volume type we are getting by default? 8 GB. Can we add new volume? Can we add a new volume? Root volume, additional volume. Right. Add a new volume. What is the new volume we are adding? EBS. Up to how much GB of the EBS we can add? Up to how much GB we can add for free tier access? 30 GB we can add. 8 is the default. Now by default, whenever you launch an instance, we are getting the root volume. So 8 GB. If you have a requirement to store more data, 8 GB not sufficient. For my requirement, 8 GB not sufficient. Then what I need to do? I need to add the extra volume. So what is the extra volume that I can add for my EC2 EBS volume? What is the max capacity I can use under free tier? 30 GB. Total EBS will support max 16 TB data, guys. By using EBS, we can store 16 TB data. But free tier, how much space you can use under free tier? Can you use 16 TB for free tier? Can you use 16 TB for free tier? Under free tier, how much you can use? 30 GB. Under free tier, you can use only 30 GB. What is the total capacity of the EBS? What is the total capacity of the EBS? 16 TB. 16 TB is the total capacity of the EBS. Under free tier, you can use 8 GB. Like this, you can add the extra volumes. That is called EBS. Now, here, volumes are divided into two types. Volumes are divided into two types. One is EBS volume, and the second one is instance store volume. Instance store volume. That is the default volume that we are going to get. That is the default volume we are going to get. The first category is the EBS volume, and the second one is instance store volume. EBS volume is available and instance store volume is available. EBS volumes are available, instance store volumes are available. Instance store volume. Are you guys clear with my point? EBS volumes are available and instance store volumes are available in the AWS. EBS volume is available and instance store volumes are available. Okay. Now, persistence storage permanent. When you go for EBS volume, what is happening, guys? Permanent storage. When you go for EBS volume, what it is providing you? It is providing you permanent. If you stop and start the EC2, data will not be lost. If you stop the EC2 also, if you stop EC2, no data loss, because it is not storing in the EC2. There is no data loss. There is no data loss. EBM volume max size 16 dB. EBS volume max size 16 TB. EBS volume max size is 16 TB. For free tier, 30 TB, 30 GB. For free tier, they are giving you 30 GB. They are giving you 30 GB. Now, if you go for instance store volume, that means by default that we are getting not persistent storage, temporary volumes, not persistent storage. These are not for persistent storage, not permanently storage, not permanent. Not permanent. These are called as temporary volumes. We can call them as temporary volumes. Data will be stored temporarily. If you stop and start the EC2 instance, data will be deleted. Data will be deleted. If you terminate the instance, if we terminate EC2, we will lose the data. We lose data. Instance store volumes are free. Instance store volumes are free. Instance store volumes are free. Okay. Instance store volumes are free. Okay, there are two types of volumes are available. One is EBS volume and second one is instance store volume. Whenever you restart your machine, then you are going to lose that instance store volume. Whenever you go for EBS volume, then you will not lose the data. EBS volume is a permanent store. Instance volume is a temporary volume. Temporary volume. Are you guys clear with this? Come on, guys. Now, let's go to EBS volumes types. Let's go to EC2. volumes type. Can you see the volumes here? Can you see the volumes here? Can you see the volumes here? Detach volume. You can detach it. Successfully detached that volume. I can detach all the volumes. Force detach volume. Force detach. In use, they are getting used in my EC2 instances. So we can detach those volumes. Delete volume. Yeah, one of the volume got deleted. Delete volume. Detach and delete. And delete this volume. It is in use currently, so I can't delete this. Once it is not used, then you can delete it. Okay, fine. Coming to volumes concept. Volumes concept. So here there is an option called create volume. Now there are several types of volumes are available, guys. General purpose volumes are available. Provisioned IOPS volume is available. Cold HDD available. Throughput optimized available. Magnetic available. Like that, there are several volumes are available in EC2. General purpose, high performance, frequently accessed data. If you want to access the data very frequently, then you need to go for throughput volume. Throughput volume that you need to use if you have the requirement to use the data. If you want to access the data very frequently, then you need to go for throughput. Magnetic is a previous generation that is outdated. Right. Cold HDD, nothing but we don't want to access the data very frequently. So when you go for cold volume, cost is less because read operations are less. Now you need to decide that. You have to understand when you are creating a volume, what is your business requirement? You are going to store the data. Are you going to access the data very frequently? If you want to access the data very frequently, then you should be able to access the data very fast. If you want fast retrieval for that data, go for throughput. Frequently, if you want to access the data, go for throughput. It is costly volume. Now, my requirement is I want to store the data. I want to access the data monthly once, not every day. Not every day. Then I can go for cold volume. There are several volume types are available. EBS volume types. EBS volume types available. Guys, based on your requirement, you have to choose it. Based on the whatever you choose, what type you choose, based on that, they are going to charge the amount. Okay. General purpose volumes are available. Types of volumes. Here, if you see general purpose volumes. General purpose volumes category, that is GP2, GP3. These are called as general purpose SSD. General purpose SSD. Nowadays, computers are coming with SSD, not with a hard disk. SSD super fast. General purpose, they are giving up to from 1 GB to 16 TB. They are giving general purpose volumes are available. They are belongs to GP2, GP3 are called as general purpose volumes. General purpose volumes. Okay. General purpose volumes. GP2, GP3 volumes, they are having SSD. They are giving from 1 GB to 16 TB. Minimum 1 GB, maximum 16 TB that you can use. General purpose volumes. General purpose volumes are available from 1 GB to 16 TB. Minimum space 1 GB, maximum you can use up to 16 TB. Okay. Now, next one is provisioned IOPS volumes are available. What is the next one? Second category, provisioned IOPS volumes. Provisioned IOPS volumes are available. IO1, IO2. IO1, IO2 belongs to this category. They are also having SSD. They are also having SSD. High performance. These volumes are going to provide high performance, costly. High performance will be available. Minimum 4 GB you have to take, and up to 16 dB they are going to provide. Minimum they are giving you 4 GB and up to 16 dB. These are costly volumes. These volumes are costly, guys. These volumes are costly. Provisioned IOPS volumes are there, IO1, IO2. They are using SSD. They will provide you high performance. Minimum volume space, they will give you 4 GB. Maximum, they will give you 16 dB. These volumes are costly. And the next one is throughput. Throughput type volumes are available. Throughput volumes are available. This is called ST1 category. Throughput volumes are nothing but ST1 category. These are having hard disk, HDD. Hard disks are available. Frequently access the data with a cheaper price. Frequently access the data. If you want to access the data very frequently access the data. That means I want to access the data very frequently. Every day I want to access my data. I want to store some data and I want to access the data every day. Then we can go for frequently access data with a cheap price. With a cheap price, then you can get this throughput type volume. Minimum 500 GB, maximum 16 TB. They are going to provide you 500 GB and 16 TB. These kind of questions will come in the certification, guys. How many types of volumes are available in the EBS? How many types of volumes are available in the in the AWS? That question that they are going to ask you. Okay, how many types of EC2 instances are available? How many types of EBS volumes are available? These questions may come in the certification. So that's the reason I'm listing down all these details. Throughput volumes are available. And the next one, cold volumes are available. I don't want to access the data very frequently. Cold volumes are available. Cold SC1 comes under this. SC1 comes under this cold volume. It is using HDD only. Hard disk only it is using. Not frequently access the data. If you don't want to access the data very frequently, not frequent historical data, guys. Historical data. That means I don't want to access every day. My historical data, yearly once or quarterly once, I'm going to access the data. For such a kind of data, you can go for cold EBS volumes. Not frequently accessed data. Not frequently accessed data with a cheap price. With a cheap price. They are going to provide you 500 GB to 1 TB. From 500 GB to 16 TB. Maximum is the 16 is the highest space, that highest capacity that they can provide in the EBS, 16. Okay. Next one is magnetic. That is a standard, previous generation, old, outdated. We can say magnetic, which is called as standard. This is also having HDD. Having HDD. Previous generation 1 GB to 1 TB. Previous generation, it will provide you from 1 GB to 1 TB only. This is old. Okay. Come on, guys. Look at the EBS volume types. Look at the EBS volume types. General purpose volumes, provisional IOPS volumes, throughput volumes, cold volumes, magnetic volumes. These are EBS volumes that are available in the AWS. EBS volume types that are available in the AWS. Now, see this. Here, when you go for EC2 dashboard, there is a concept called elastic block store. What is the purpose of elastic block store? Which is used to create the additional volumes that are required for our machines. If you store the data in the machine, then when you terminate that machine, the data also will be erased. That is the reason we are going to store the data by using additional volumes. So to create the additional volumes in the AWS, we have a EBS that is called elastic block store. Elastic block store providing the volumes from 1 GB to 16 TB. From 1 GB to 16 TB. Okay. Now, this EBS is providing 30 GB space for free of cost in the free tier accounts. 30 GB data you can store into EBS volume. If you store more than that, then billing will start for that. If you store more data, then billing will start. Go to volumes. Now, here there is an option called create a volume. Create a volume. Whenever you are creating a volume, you select the volume type. See here, GP2, GP2, GP3, IO1, IO2, SC1, ST1, and magnetic, whatever that I have mentioned. These general purpose volumes, provisional volumes, throughput volumes, cold volumes, magnetic volumes. GP2, GP3, IO1, IO2, ST1, SC1 standard. Can you see all these volumes here? Can you see all these volumes? GP2, GP3, IO1, IO2, SC1, ST1 standard. All the volumes are available. Okay. Select this volume. Size minimum 1 GB, maximum 16 TB. 100 GB. For free tier, we have 30 GB only now. So let me go for 10 GB so that we can avoid the billing for that. 10 GB I'm taking. Throughput behind this IOPS not applicable. Which availability zone I'm taking? South 1A. If you go for 1A, 1B, 1C are available. So I'm choosing 1A. There is a concept called create a snapshot. We'll talk about the snapshot next. Okay, right. Do you want to encrypt this volume? Encryption, decryption for security. Currently, I'm not choosing that. I'm not creating any snapshot also. Tags are optional. Tags is just for searching purpose and tracking purpose, guys. Here, someone asked me, what is the tag? A tag is a label that you assign to an AWS resource. Each tag consists of a key and optional value. You can use the tags to search and filter your resources or track AWS cost. That's it. There is no special functionality for the tag. Okay. Click on create volume. Now I have created a volume. With 10 GB. With 10 GB, I have created a volume. This volume doesn't have any snapshot also. You can give you a name for this, my volume 1. I can give this as my volume 1. Click on save. My volume 1 is created. Action. My volume 1 is available. If you go to this, the volume is created. This volume ID, size is 10 GB. Volume type is GB2. Volume keys doesn't have anything here. Just we have created a volume. Are you guys able to understand? Now, there is a concept called modify volume, create a snapshot lifecycle, delete volume, attach volume, manage auto-enabled, manage the tags. Delete volume means that volume will be deleted. And there is a concept called attach volume. Now, how many instances we have? Now? 3 instances we have. One instance is there, VM3. Can I attach a volume to that instance? Attach volume. Okay, I have attached a volume to my EC2. Now go to EC2 dashboard, go to the instances. Now. This is my instance, AWS 3. Now, for this instance, I have attached volume. Are you able to understand? So what is the meaning of that attaching a volume? I have added more space to that volume. Are you able to understand? Storage comes under storage. This is the dev. SDF is the device name. For that, I have added 10 GB extra space. I have added to my EC2 instances. Root volume device name is a /dev/xvda, and EBS volume name is a /dev/sdf. Like this, I have created a volume. Now, this volume is available. modify the volume. Modify the volume. If you want, you can add the space, you can change the volume, you can change the type of the volume, you can change the size of the volume, and you can modify that volume. You can modify that volume. So guys, are you able to understand how to create a volume and how to attach the volume to EC2 instance? Are you able to understand how to create a volume and how to attach the volume and why we need to go for the volumes? Create a volume. Go to volumes in EBS. Create volume. Create volume. Attach volume to EC2. Attach volume to EC2 instance. This is the work that we are going to do when you want to add some extra volume to our EC2 instances. Instance store volumes are available. EBS volumes are available. EBS volume we are adding. EBS volume is providing up to 16 TB. EBS volume providing up to 16 TB. Can you guys practice this? Create a volume, attach volume to EC2 instance. Once you have done that, guys, and I want to delete everything because I don't want to generate the billing. Volumes are there currently. There is one volume. Instance is currently running. One instance is running. Let me stop this instance. Instance setting. Stop it. I want to stop this instance. Instance state. Stop this instance. Guys, always we are using a trial account. We are using a trial account. So if you want to avoid the billing, always you need to make everything zero. Always you need to make everything zero apart from security groups and the key pairs. Apart from security groups and the key pairs, you need to make everything zero. Then you can avoid the billing. So tomorrow we are going to talk about snapshots concept, guys. Tomorrow we are going to talk about a concept called snapshots. Okay. Thank you, guys. With this, I'm stopping for today. Tomorrow we'll continue. Bye-bye. Good night.